What's up, YouTube? Man, so today's topic, I'm gonna talk about using your discernment, using your intuition, and trusting yourself. Cause of course, this has been going on for ever since human beings were in this planet, and so it's part of the human experience. But it's like the older I'm getting, like the more I'm being exposed to like different types of people, the more I put myself out there into this world. Um, and it could be spiritual energies, it could be astrological influences as well, but a lot of people I've realized, or at least a lot of people that are in my life or that I came across to, or that like I'm forced to be around with through work situations, through like even family situations, but more so work situations, and not all, but some friendships and relationships like that. You gotta be very mindful of what people's intentions are, because I am experiencing this now, and I am, and also in the past, like I've experienced where like a lot of people, like they'll use me for money, they'll use me for like they'll use me so they could project their trauma and their pain onto me, right? But and also money, and like I'm always in positions where like people will ask me to borrow money. Like lately, I'm like, this is so weird. So like lately, I'm always around people who are constantly asking me, um, wanting to take money from me, right? And like they'll never pay me back, or like I always had to constantly get on their ass or ask them, or ask them or remind them, hey, you gotta pay me back, or hey, remember the time you took money from me? Are you sure you gonna pay me back? And like, and it's with coworkers too. So like and people I'm working with, right? So like they'll constantly ask me for money, even though we both get paid the same amounts of money. But yet they'll want me, but yet they want money from me, telling me, "Oh, I'm hungry," or like, "Yo, I'm hungry." But yet we both go to the same fucking DFAC or cafeteria every fucking time, right? But yet they tell me they're hungry, and like these same people, don't they have family members? Don't they have other connections? And some of these people are a lot older than me. So like, don't you have family members? Don't you have other connections you could ask so if you need extra money or some shit like that? But no, but instead, out of all the people, they'll ask me. And this is what I'm getting at. Like, when you're nice, or when you're a very cool person, people, they're so dysfunctional, they're so mentally ill, they're so like, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but people are so fucking stupid that like they'll use that as an opportunity to take advantage of that person. And a lot of people experience this. A lot of people experience being fucked over, or like being used by money. And this is what I'm trying to learn, my intuition, to give a discernment. And usually when I'm around these people, physically I feel like uneasy around them. So like I have like rapid heartbeats, I'll be in a fight or flight mode, or like I'll just feel very uneasy around these people. Now some people say it's like an energy thing, which it is an energy thing. It's also a spiritual thing, because when you're around someone who has a low vibration, or someone who has bad intentions, or like they're just spiritually sick, your physical body is naturally going to feel uneasy around these types of people, right? So it's best to get away from them. And usually when I'm around people who I feel extremely uneasy with, later down the road they'll show me their true colors, or like the truth will be revealed to me, and I'm just like, yeah, no wonder why my body's acting strange and like uncomfortable, because these people had bad intentions pretty much. Even if it's not intentional, maybe their intentions aren't bad, but like they're just doing shit they're not unaware of, or like they're being leeches or parasites, or like they constantly want to use you and take and drain your energy, right? Or they're just projecting their pain and trauma onto you, right? And that's one of the most valuable lessons I'm starting to learn as I'm growing older. I feel like I've always learned this growing up, but I feel like I'm more so learning how to have confidence, learn how to trust myself, learn how to defend myself. Because I'm not justifying why I don't do those things, but growing up, it was hard for me to set boundaries. I'm very bad with boundaries, and standing up for myself like that, because growing up, I didn't have the proper guidance from family members who taught me, like my parents, they didn't teach me shit growing up. Like me, I cut off all my family members. They're no good for me. They've caused nothing but pain, trauma, and confusion, right? So I had to cut all them off. So growing up, I pretty much haven't had no guidance from them, because they never taught me basic emotional and physical needs to get by through life. And I feel like a lot of people experience this. I feel like a lot of people experience families or parents where like they never taught them like how to be emotionally intelligent, how to set boundaries, how to defend yourself. They never taught them how this world actually is, especially school. School doesn't really teach you how corrupt adults could be, how corrupt this world could be. Schools do a poor job of doing that, and obviously parents are at fault because they bring kids into this world, and it's their responsibility to teach them how this world operates, how people operate. Because if you bring a kid to this world and you're not teaching them how to do basic shit, how do you think they're going to operate life without that knowledge? They're going to get used, they're going to get abused, they're going to get demolished. Because look how adults are, look how most people are, look how this world is. We live in a corrupt system. We have a lot of people who are traumatized, and you know what I'm saying? So like it's a recipe for disaster. Most parents don't teach any of their kids that, what I've realized. Not all of them, but most of them. And at least for me too, because like I'm not saying my parents are evil or like they're intentionally doing that, but more so my parents and my family in general, they just had a very lack of knowledge, lack of self-awareness, and they're just lazy, and like that's the reasons why their lives are the way they are, because of their mindset, because of their trauma, because of the generational curses, and that's why their lives are shit pretty much. But I will go more into detail. I am kind of in a rush right now. I gotta take care of things. Thank God it is a weekend, so I'll make more videos. But explaining this topic. But I just want to get this off my mind because I'm so like angry. You know what I'm saying? So just fed up. But like with me, usually I tend to track a lot of people who like to use me or who like to take advantage of me in some way, right? And I've experienced this in pretty much every work situation I've been in. With like I've been around like toxic relationships with like friendships and stuff, just work situations. So it's like no matter everywhere I go, I always attract these people. It's just crazy looking back at these situations. It's like it just seems like life or the universe or God or whatever spirit, my higher self, it orchestrated these situations out of my control. Well, I want to say out of my control because obviously I have the free will to stand up for myself and set boundaries. But like it's crazy how everything would unfold, and then I put two and two together. Even though I always knew these people were up to no good, at times I just didn't know fully, or like there are times where like I'm second guessing myself, and sometimes like it's crazy. So sometimes you gotta know how to use your gift of discernment or your intuition, because sometimes I'll be in denial of my intuition and then it will be legit. Not all the time, because sometimes it can be with fear. So you just don't want to think your fear. You don't want to mistake your intuition for fear pretty much. I mean, I still have a tough time. I still have a tough time doing that. There's always important to do the healing work, and then you get more in touch with your intuition. And I've learned these from other people as well, so a shout out to them. I didn't make this up on my own, but that's where I'm getting at. So like in this world, you gotta be really careful with people, because it seems like we have a lot of people who tend to do stuff like that, and this is where you get your street knowledge from. I guess it's called street knowledge as well, but like just I think overall growing up, because overall as adults we all experience people who use other people. We all experience like just sneaky, just two-faced, manipulative people in situations and shit within the workplace. I mean, look at this world, you know. So of course it makes sense that we still have corrupt people and stuff like that, because this world isn't fulfilling those people's needs emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. So then they get traumatized, and then they try to use other people for their own benefit and gain, even if they're not realizing it. You know what I'm saying? And supposedly people in these spiritual channels, they talk about them like being spiritual possessed by like a demon or like an entity or like the Jezebel, and then they use other people and shit. So it gets deep from a spiritual perspective and from a physical realm perspective, I guess. I know I'm all over the place, but I get more into detail. And all this is, people already know this, so it's basic info. I'm just saying. But I'm just trying to put everything together. But it does get frustrating. That like no matter what situation I'm in, it's like I'm always attracting, or like either I'm always attracting, or there's always that one person or a group of people who like try to use other people like that, you know. It's just annoying. It really is annoying, especially like for me, because like me, like I feel like I've been through a lot of situations to where like I had to pick myself up. Like I had to go through so much bullshit pretty much, and I understand a lot of people experience this as well. So I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm the only one. No, but like there are times where like I've experienced a lot of bullshit, and I was forced to change my situation for the better. And there are times where I have overcome tough situations. So whenever I manifested me being put in a better position in life, like I'll be in that position, but then like I'm still attracting the same types of people who do some bullshit, and then they'll kind of self sabotage my hard earned manifestations. And this is why you got to work on your mental health, your spiritual health, because you don't want to attract those fucking people. So I feel like you could be in the right position, like financially or like career wise, but yet you can still attract shitty people. And this is why it's important to like, right? I guess I'm not sure, but kind of recognize them from the jump, but to also trust your intuition and to set boundaries from the jump. Unfortunately, and it may not apply to you, but it applies to me. But I feel like a lot of people experience it as well. Unfortunately, we live in a type of world where like we have to set boundaries from the jump from people. And I'm not saying be strict or be confrontational. No, I'm just saying like just be mindful. Like sometimes it is okay to let people know that like what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate, set boundaries like that, because people, it seems like a lot of people these days, they're just so mentally like unstable, they're just so ill, they're just so sick pretty much. It's just so like people, I don't know, man, I don't like people like that. People are just, they're acting so strange these days, so like you just gotta be really careful with people, you know. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Of course there are things I need to work on, a lot of things, you know, but I'm just saying like just be careful the types of people you're around with, because you just never know how their intentions could be, you know what I'm saying. So it's always good to set boundaries for yourself. And it's also, this video is more so importance of like proper parenting too. So like if you're like a parent or a sibling even, or like a family member, please tell your siblings, or if you have a kid, please tell your son or daughter the importance of like setting boundaries, the importance of how this world operates, how people operate, the importance of defending yourself, and to watch out for like manipulative behavior. Just teach them about psychology and human behavior, because it's really important, because you never know what people are capable of doing, you know, especially boundaries. Me, because growing up, I was never taught how to set boundaries. I never taught to defend myself. So like as I'm getting older now, it makes sense. I'm putting two and two together, you know what I'm saying. So but yeah, but it's just crazy how far people will go to use other people or to do things that are harmful to other people, you know. It's just crazy, man. We really have people like that, you know. We really have people like that, you know. It's crazy, man. So just be careful, set boundaries for yourself, love yourself, and this is why it's important to love yourself and to do the healing work, so you can learn, so you have the confidence and the belief in yourself that you can set boundaries, and that you won't, you know what I'm saying? Because like usually people who lack boundaries and like defend themselves, they lack like self-esteem, or like they're unsure of themselves, or they're not healed, and they're filled with trauma and like fear of rejection or just some shit like that. So that's why I'm trying to work on that actively. And as I'm trying to work through that, I feel like it'd be a lot easier for me to set boundaries and defend myself and have better, proper communication, you know. But it gets annoying. Just protect yourself, protect your energy. Just know that like if you're watching this, if you're experiencing, if you're also like struggling like setting boundaries and defending yourself, don't shame yourself. Like don't be tripping about it, because we're all human, we're all trying to learn, you know what I'm saying. Obviously it is important to recognize it and try to learn from these situations, but don't let it like affect you. Like don't shame yourself, don't be too hard on yourself pretty much, you know, because it's normal. Because especially if you grew up in an environment where like your family or your parents never taught you the basic principles of how to live, of how to pretty much grow up and be an adult, or just living life in general, you know, like how to set boundaries, how to make money. Just don't even like don't be hard on yourself, because it's not even your fault. You're just put in a situation to where like it's pretty much against you. You're pretty much put at a disadvantage, so it's not even your fault. So you can't even, because if the average person were put in your situation, they'll probably do the same thing. So like you have no fighting chance pretty much. But just be thankful that like now you have the knowledge and information, and that was important to like learn more, and to learn more about psychology, learn more about healing. This is why it's always important to like, there are spiritual channels out there like YouTubers, and there are also like other resources you could do to heal yourself and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's just a quick video. That's all I got to say. I will go more into details. I'm in a rush, but have a good one. Just be careful, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, you know, people are just so. People are just shitty, man. And they're not considerate. People lack morals and integrity and just fucking horrible. People are shit, man. But I understand it's not everyone's like this, but just the people I'm attracting are like just some people are like that. So it is what it is. Just learn from these situations and try to better yourself and just know that some people are fucking shitty. Fuck them. But have a good one and stay safe. Peace.